So this is a short video showing you how to create a USB-based VoIP.Master trial demo stick. Now to do this you're going to need at least a 4 gigabyte USB memory flash, preferably a USB free flash device because these are faster and makes the whole program run smoother. You're also going to need a PC or a laptop running Windows and connected to the internet, and preferably a high-speed internet because you need to download a file which is about 1.5 gigabytes in size. So fire up your Windows machine and start your browser, and then what you need to do is, once your Windows machine is running, you need to paste the link that was supplied to you into the browser window, and then this will bring up a Google Drive, and in that Google Drive you should see here, as on the screen, VoIP.Master trial.exe. This is the file you want to download, so we're going to click on that file. It will bring up a message about, do you want to download? And we're going to say yes. It will bring up another warning saying it's not able to scan this file, but don't worry about that, just click on download anyway. And then you want to save that file somewhere. In our case we were saving it to our desktop. As I say, quite a large file, so it can take a few minutes to download, but once the file has downloaded, you're going to want to execute that file in order to run it. So we're now going to run the file, and once the machine starts the application, it will bring up a dialog box, and this is the application that will burn the image onto your USB device. So make sure now that you've got your USB device plugged into the Windows machine. So now we're going to click on next, and it will display what devices that it's found on the Windows machine. In other words, you need to select the device that you're going to burn the USB image to. So make sure you select the right device, because it's going to overwrite that device with the VoIP.Master image. So we're going to click on Create, because we've selected our USB device. It's going to ask us, are we sure we want to do this, because obviously it's going to overwrite it, so we're going to say yes. And now it will start to burn the image to the USB flash device. Now this can, once again, take a few minutes and is dependent on the speed of your machine, so just have to be patient. Once the image has been burnt, it will display a message to say that that it's now complete. There we go, so physical device has been created, and then we can click OK. So what we need to do now is we've created the device, now we need to actually boot from it. So you need to power down your Windows machine, but you then need to reboot the machine and select the USB flash device as the boot device. So normally you can do this in a couple of ways. You can just change the boot order in your BIOS on your PC, or when the PC is booting, you can normally press one of the function keys and it will ask you which boot order, or change the boot order, and you want to select the flash device. When you do this, the machine will start to boot off the flash device, and then you should see a screen similar to that displayed here. Now you don't have to do anything, it will after a few seconds automatically progress, but if you want to speed things along, just hit the return key, and then your machine will continue to boot off the flash device and will boot into the Ubuntu, which is the Linux operating system that VoIP.Master uses to run the application. Now once the Ubuntu desktop has booted, you'll see a display similar to this, and on the desktop you'll see a VoIP.Master launcher icon. So we want to double click on the VoIP.Master launcher icon, and that will start the application. And one of the first things we'll ask you to do is if you want VoIP.Master to configure a network interface card. You're going to select yes. By the way, it's important here that you're still connected to the internet, and then VoIP.Master will configure the network interface card, and it will then start to download from the VoIP.Master server the latest software. So as we say, we're going to click on yes, we want to configure your network. And then you'll see on the display that it's updating the software from the VoIP.Master server. Once that's completed, it will say you'll need to restart the application. It takes a few seconds, so just click on OK, and then you need to double click the VoIP.Master launcher application again to run the software. Now this time it's going to ask us, do we want to register? Make sure registration is clicked. You might need to blow up the window by just expanding the window. Click on next. And now you need to fill in your registration details. Now it's important that you put in your name, address and email address in here, especially those fields that have got an asterisk by them because they're required. If you don't put in the right email address, then we can't send you your license once it's been prepared. Now the way this works is you fill in your details, you basically send an email to us through the program, and then we prepare the license and send it to you. Now this isn't instantaneous. Depending when we receive the license, we'll prepare it and send it back to you. But normally it's within 24 hours that you'll get your license back from us. So just going to fill out the details. The customer code at the bottom is normally left blank for what we call a trial license. If we're giving you a permanent license, then we'll give you a customer code beforehand and ask you to put that in the customer code field at the bottom. But if it's a trial license, then that's just left blank. So once you've filled out your details, we're going to click on the register button. It will then say, are you requesting a temporary license because there's no customer code? Or if you have a customer code, it will say enter customer code before you proceed. So we're going to request a temporary license. We're going to send this as an email request, and as long as we're still connected to the internet, VoIP.Master will now send details to us to register the VoIP.Master stick. And this is to make sure that the license protects the VoIP.Master stick, make sure it can't be copied, and also gives you the features that have been licensed. So now we just need to wait for the license request to come back, or the license to be emailed to you. Once you get the email back, then you need to reboot VoIP.Master from the USB stick on your machine and run the application from the desktop. Now, at this point, it's important to make sure that you've saved the license file that's been sent to you on a different USB stick, so not on the VoIP.Master stick, but on a separate stick, because you're going to need that in a minute. So now we're going to click rather than registration, we're going to click on import license. We click on next. Now depending if it's a permanent or temporary license, we select the appropriate one. If it's a trial license, it'll be temporary license. And then we're going to import the file into the machine. So to do that, make sure you've got your other stick and plug it into the machine, the one that's got the license file on, and Ubuntu will recognize that and pop up a window. Now we don't need this window at this stage, so we're just going to close that down. And now we're going to click on the Browse button. We're going to go and try and find where that file is. Now to do that, we need to use this up level button here. Just keep clicking on it until you get to the top level, the root directory. Then click on the media, and then the test book, and then you should see your USB stick. Normally it's a strange number that gets displayed. Click into that, and then you should have the license file on your other other stick. Select it, select file, then import it, and you should get a message say the license has been successfully imported. Double click on the desktop again, the icon again, and now the VoIP.Master should start, and your VoIP.Master application should be fully working. So starting VoIP.Master here. It's got to configure the network interface card. And then the VoIP.Master application should be active, and you should get a display similar to this. If you have any problems, then of course you can email support at Albedo Telecom, and we can try and help you with any problems you may have. Okay, thank you very much.